All right, so this is a bit of a game, more of an exercise. I looked at the two furthest ends of a spectrum for certain players in the Browns. And I want you to tell me what's a more likely scenario to unfold for the upcoming season. You guys ready? We got 7 or 8 of these. You guys ready?
Let's do it. What
Steve,
is it, either or like?
Yeah, you're going to go either or.
Okay.
Or it's one side or the other. It's almost Fence Riders-esque, but you don't have to be so solid. So,
all right, very good.
Here's the first one. What's more likely to happen? Deshaun Watson wins MVP in 2023. And remember, that is a media-voted award. Or he gets benched at some point in the season for Amani Bates,
is actually
DTR.
That's very difficult.
No, this is actually easy for me.
You win MVP.
No, he gets benched.
Yeah, see, I would lean forward.
He's not winning the MVP.
I mean,
they are
look
not
at
giving him the MVP.
No.
They are not.
Think about what has to happen. He'd have to outplay Mahomes by 1,000 passing yards and 10 touchdowns. It's a vote.
There's at least if he's clearly the best player in the NFL.
I don't think he'll win it.
No.
Too soon.
Let me just finish. If he's clearly the best player in the NFL, I think there's at least a chance he would win it. There is 0 chance he's going to get benched. 0. That's impossible.
Oh, God, I would never say that about anybody.
If he has a bad game, like I'm counting
benched
for a fourth quarter of a bad game blowout, and they bring in Dobbs to finish it up. I don't think that's unreasonable.
That's not getting benched.
Well, that's my interpretation of getting benched.
Benched.
Well, the headline would be Watson benched in 38-7 loss.
Neither one of these is going to happen.
No, I don't think so either. And Mike even said I went far end of the spectrum.
Yeah,
but obviously, like most things, the middle's going to be where we fall.
If the earth opens up and swallows up Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and Deshaun throws for 65 touchdown passes.
They are not voting him the most valuable player in the league.
No,
what the hell does that say about writers if they don't vote for the best player?
Shit, they've been doing that for years, G. Bush.
And I told
Look how they make some players wait for the Jim Rice in baseball.
I told you all that last year. That just gives you an insight. I told you, they're not letting him win a damn thing and moving forward.
Not in year one.
If he does it 2 years in a row, next year they'll say, "Yeah, we have to concede. He's the MVP."
How corny is that?
I was covering the NBA the year LeBron left for Miami, and everybody knew he is not winning the MVP. His first year in Miami, it doesn't matter. He could have the best year of his career. He is not winning the MVP. And guess what? He didn't win the MVP that first year in Miami.
It just goes to show you that if a man comes out, when they tell you it's about winning, and they tell you it's about what you do, it ain't about what the merit it is.
No.
I've told you America is about whether or not they identify with you. And if they cannot identify and they don't like what you do, they will do things like make Terrell Owens a second ballot Hall of Famer.
And it's been that way forever. The pen cuts like a knife.
And
they
for
get
the record,
last
the
word.
odds that he'll have a better season than Patrick Mahomes are not good anyway.
Right.
And so you got to throw that into the mix.
For the record, I don't have a vote. I'd have no problem voting for him for MVP.
I wouldn't either because I would separate the man from the art. The art from the artist.
But I'm telling you right now,
writers can't.
there is no chance he's winning the MVP.
And you know those writers better than anyone.
Because you know he knows those SOBs that will do that. He's seen it done before.
So we're saying benched.
Yes.
You're saying MVP. What do you say?
Listen, both are slim, but I have to go with MVP because here's the thing. If they bench Deshaun Watson, what are we even talking about? I don't care if I don't care if they're getting beat 800 to nothing. Deshaun Watson will take all of those snaps.
And by the way,
at some point, the risk of injury, it leads to bench.
Keep him right in there.
To me, if you take him out of the game that's over, that's not a benching.
That's a benching to me.
I don't look at that as a benching.
That's a fourth quarter benching.
If he's removed from a game
for the purposes of this ridiculous argument, I'm counting that as a benching.
If a player is removed from the game and he's healthy, that's a benching.
Can you imagine?
So if they're winning 42-0, he's benched?
If you're winning, it's different.
Yeah, you got me on that one, Bull.
No. If you're winning, it's different. If you're winning, you've done your job.
Yeah, you know what? That's true.
You're up 42-0.
And nobody's going to say Watson benched in 42-0.
If Tom Brady ask yourself, if that happened to Tom Brady, what would Tom Brady do on that sideline? He would go. Tom
Brady was benched in his career. He was benched in his career while he was in New England. Now, the exact scenario, he either had a 4-pick game, and it was a situation late in the game where there was no chance, and he was sitting on the sideline watching the game while the backup quarterback was in. Now, you're right that there's a lot of different words for bench.
Right.
I think for the purpose of this exercise, Is Kevin Stefanski ever going to stand in front of a podium and say, we've decided to make a change at quarterback?
Never.
That won't happen.
Never.
That won't happen.
No.
You should have made that comeback player of the year. He's more likely to be a comeback player of the year than
that's
MVP.
different.
Yeah, he
That's
could
easy.
totally.
I had to make these hard.
Yeah, and you know what? Good job. That was a good
that was a good one.
What do you got for number 2?
By the way,
that was fun.
he ain't winning that one
He ain't
either.
winning that. It's going to be a dude with an ACL injury
That's right.
that came back
He
for 6
ain't
games
winning
and
that
had
one
2
either.
touchdowns.
Yeah, I tried to go kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum.
I like that. Yeah, it was good.
All right, number 2. What's more likely in this new Deshaun Watson-led offense for Nick Chubb to run for more than 2,000 rushing yards this season or less than 1,000?
Less than 1,000.
That's easy. More
Yeah.
than 2,000.
No.
There's zero. I'm sorry. It's less than 1,000 because he could get hurt.
Right.
He could get hurt.
That's a big part of it. Yeah.
That's the only way. There's no way he has under 1,000 if he doesn't get hurt.
I agree. That's the only way.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
If we can eliminate injury,
Are you eliminating injury or including?
No, you can't eliminate injury. No.
Well, then it's a bad question by Mike. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, he didn't also say that, on the bench.
How many guys have had 2,000 yards in the history of the NFL?
Not a
3?
lot, but also Nick Chubb's now going to be facing as many light boxes as he ever has in his
But you're
career.
going
He's the
with
second
2,000.
highest
Who had
yards per
2,000?
carry.
No,
in the
because
history
I
of the
wasn't
NFL.
thinking about injury.
Chris Johnson at 2,000.
Terrell Davis?
Dickerson, Jamal Lewis.
Yeah, but it's much easier.
O.J. Simpson. I think
It's
was the
much
first
more
to do
like
it.
first. Listen, he's not getting 2,000, and there's no chance if he's healthy he's getting under 1,000. But you got to factor in the possibility of injury. He's missed time, and if he gets injured,
And that's
he
why
could
I'm
end up
saying
with-
under 1,000. I'm
Yeah,
saying
it's
that,
easy because of injury.
He's missed time in a couple of years, and
If we could say like he's going to stay healthy and play the full season, I would say the 2,000.
100%.
Yeah,
1,000.
well,
You
that's a big
guarantee
if.
the extra
he was playing
game?
17
That's a big if.
with the extra game.
Yeah.
And the fact that every time he gets 20 carries, they win the game. So clearly he's going to get 20 carries a game this year. Guys drive me freaking crazy.
You know
with
what
that.
will be? You know what? He will do that a lot because they'll have some fourth quarter leads,
Yeah.
and then he'll run the
Hey, give
team
me,
off the field.
hey, give me the
That's the hope.
Hey, give me the 2,000, bro.
Tell him why, G. Tell him, G.
Give me the
Tell
two-
him, G.
Because if they want to line up and guard all these receivers that we're gonna throw the ball on, go ahead. Put them little small defensive backs and safeties in the game and light boxes, and Nick Chubb will get not only 5. He's been getting 5.2 on stack boxes. What do you think he's gonna get with defensive backs and dime and nickel packages?
And I use the numbers to say he's not getting 2,000, and I'll use the same numbers. He gets 5 yards. Let's assume he continues to get 5 yards a carry. When does he get 25 carries a game? He'd have to get 25 carries a game every game
Well, here's the
to
thing.
get to and average 5 yards a carry
Right,
to get
to
to
get
2,000. The Browns have not used him that way. He's not a Derrick
Nobody
Henry.
uses anybody. that way.
Well, Derrick
Except for
Henry gets
maybe-
used that way.
I don't think he's averaging
I think
25.
And I'm not saying
Yeah.
they should use him that way. What I'm saying is, for him to get 2,000, he'd have to have 25 carries a game.
That's assuming.
No,
For
he doesn't have to-
17 games. Do the
he'd
math.
have to no, I'm saying
That's
he'd
a-
have to average like 6-7,
But-
6.5 yards per carry.
that's-
Well, come on, Bull. That's never happened in the history of the game.
I'm just saying if he was going to do.
well,
Well, what
his-
did Chris Johnson average the year? He had 2,000.
We talked about this. Has there ever been an elite quarterback with a super elite running back? When is the last time we saw it?
Kurt
Well,
Warner and Marshall Falk.
And what
that's it.
kind of numbers did Marshall Falk put up?
Well, he caught a lot of passes.
I'm just saying.
Now, but Chubb isn't that kind of guy, and those wouldn't go on rushing yards either.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing: when you talk about it, like you can't just load up anymore. There's no more like, oh, let's put 5 linebackers and tackle Nick Chubb. If he's making linebackers miss, what is he doing to corners?
Plus, they have.
I just don't
plus,
think-
it's the least amount of talent he's had in that running back room besides him.
Exactly. Jerome Ford is injured, right? Are they really splitting these carries because Kareem Hunt's not there? And you got to look at it like this: if you're talking about early in the season and the offense is struggling to throw the football, guess what they're going to go to? They're going to go right back to them old stripes and be like, listen, we give Nick Chubb the football.
Yeah.
He'll be a vocal part of what they're doing. And like you said, even if they're up, they're trying to run out these games. I'll give me more than 2,000, even though it's
If
a
he
rare
averages, guys, 23 carries a game, and which he doesn't ever get to, he might have gotten to that once or twice last year, he would have to average 23 carries every game while averaging 5 yards per carry, and that would still leave him short of 2,000 yards.
Well, what if he averaged 5.6 yards? Per
I think he could average 6
That's
yards.
a big ask.
That's what Chris Johnson did the year he had 2,000 yards.
Okay, but that's a big ask.
Of course, but 2,000 just is, it's almost never
By
happened.
the way, everything we've heard out of the offense is we're going to be more pass reliant.
Right, but that has nothing to do with per carry, though.
No, but let's do this.
Let's say he averages
Let's give him
18
this.
carries.
Let's give him 20 carries a game, which he did not average last year.
Nope.
Times 6 carries, 6 yards per carry.
Yep.
6.
Yep.
That's historic.
Right. Okay.
For 17 games.
How many yards is that?
We got 6 more of these, so at some point we got to...
2,040.
These are all insane and none
Yeah,
of them
all
are
right,
gonna happen.
next.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Bull is
Not happening.
Bull is now a Nick Chubb. Give him the ball more than 20 carries, guy.
Yeah, that happened
We have
fast.
converted him in one season.
I have succeeded with this exercise. All right, next, let's talk a little Elijah Moore. Is he more likely to have over 1,000 receiving yards this year or fewer than 25%?
See, again, I love this game. You should have said assuming no injury because
Okay, let's do it. Let's play it that way. Let's play it that way, and I'm going to say more than 1,000.
More than 1,000.
Yeah, because
I mean, if he only catches 1.5 passes a game, this was a colossal fail.
Fewer than 25 receptions.
I mean, that's a low number. You should have gone 50.
That's a bad one.
I mean, he got the ball twice in the first drive of the preseason.
Yeah, so it's easily 1,000 yards.
All right, we'll move on. Next one.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Next up, Steve. What's more likely for Myles Garrett? For him to break the single-season NFL
Why does he
sack
look
record?
fat there? That's like the only picture I've ever seen of the man where he looks fat.
No, he's cut up.
What's the record? 20 and a half?
22.5. Or not lead the Browns in sacks. So
And
someone
again,
else on
if
the
we're gonna
Browns
assume health-
lead the team in sacks.
Yeah.
Assuming
assume
health.
health.
Break the
Assuming
record.
health.
Yeah, where he's going to break the record. Break the record.
I'd go
I'd say
with break the record.
The man flipped his car and still played.
And had 16.
It has 16 sacks.
Is anybody else getting 12 sacks on this team?
Well, considering that, I know that the room's been made over, but considering last year the next closest was 3.
Right, but now they got much better
I got
talent there.
Zadarius Smith at 13 sacks.
Okay. Percent. You think there's a better chance that he has 23 sacks than Zadarius has more than Myles Garrett, assuming Myles is healthy.
That is correct.
I
Because
do.
Myles-
Now remember, there's an extra game, so you have
Yeah.
17.
Right.
Last year, how much time did he miss from the flipped car?
I think only one
One
game.
game.
Just one?
But he wasn't
He
himself.
was not himself. So let's just say
But he's had
he got
something
16
every year.
sacks and
I can't
15
tell
last
you how
year.
many games I saw him not be able to raise his arm and put his own shirt
Yeah,
on after.
I know,
He's
that's a
averaged
fact.
about a sack per game in his career, right?
Real
Pretty much.
close. I think he's just under that. But
So
I
he'd
think
have
you're
to
right.
average like 1.5?
No,
Not even.
1.2 or 3
Yeah.
would get it done.
And Zadarius Smith, I don't even know. I think he had the most sacks he ever had was maybe 15, maybe if not even that.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement here.
Yeah.
Mike.
All right, next up, what's more likely for JOK? Will JOK lead the NFL in tackles or to play in all 17 games
Oh,
this
that's a
season?
good
No.
one. Because
No.
neither one is likely.
Neither one.
Play all 17.
Because
Because we're assuming health.
Play all
Play
7.
all
Play all
17.
17.
Yeah, health.
Well, no, in this one we can't assume health.
Well, I am. Play all 17. Because
Yeah.
there ain't no way in hell he's leading the league in
He's not
tackles.
leading.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
that's,
happening.
That's rough.
No.
Yeah.
Now watch
Deshaun
it.
will win the MVP before JOK leads the league in tackles.
I would agree
So you're
with
saying it's going to be a cold day in hell.
that. Yeah.
He looked good in the preseason game against
Yeah?
Washington.
Yeah,
He
I
made
mean,
a
if you
couple
look
plays.
at good in the preseason game, that answers all the questions.
Yeah, as Bull likes to say, he did it against guys who are going to be selling auto parts in 2
that's
weeks.
right.
So.
All right, before we get to the next one,
Get
I have
in
a
the
fast
zone.
read I got to do. Our last fast read of the day. Tomorrow night, the next edition of Behind the Glass with myself, Earl, and Anthony will air. We'll be breaking down and previewing the upcoming preseason game between the Browns and the Eagles, and also touching on a couple other things, including maybe a little Guardians, maybe a little Cavs, but the next episode of Behind the Glass tomorrow night, right around 7 o'clock. All right, back to the game. This one's a little, I kind of feel a little mean asking this question, but I thought it was funny, so we're going to do it. What's more likely for Anthony Schwartz? To have one more regular season catch in a Browns uniform or win an Olympic medal in track and field?
Well, he's not winning an Olympic medal.
I'll say
in track and field.
obviously it's the first one.
Yeah, so it would have to be the first one.
Because that doesn't say in Cleveland.
Well, it was supposed to. Anthony didn't put it in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll still say that there's a better chance that because I can tell you he's not going to win a medal in any track and field event.
Right.
He's not.
Right.
He was fast. He wasn't that fast.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. We talking Usain Bolt, dog.
That's
Yeah.
a bad one.
Yeah.
So,
He's not going to have either, though. I don't think.
so is that the last one of your?
No.
Oh, you got
we
more.
We got two more. We
Okay.
got two more. But hey, if you guys say it's not going to happen either, then there's a chance that either one could happen. That means it's not as unanimous as you guys think.
I love this game. I think we should do this with, I think you should do a version about the people on this show.
We could do that one day.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
Take your pick.
Assuming health.
Right?
Assuming.
Bull is more likely to be
I was gonna make a
elected
joke,
to
but
some political office or end up in jail.
Oh, definitely elected to political office. I'm not going to end up in jail.
You got anger issues, dog. You got
white
road
people
rage.
don't go to jail. You know that.
You're not white, though. You said all along
That's
you
true.
don't
I'm not
consider
really
yourself
white.
They trying to change that in the state of Georgia, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going
Yeah,
to jail.
certain white people don't go to jail.
I'm going to jail because there ain't no way in hell I'm getting elected to any office.
Oddly enough, I have thought about running for the mayor of Rocky River. No joke.
I think politicians, they fail an IQ test when they decide to run for office. Why?
That's
would
why
you
I'm
want
not
to?
doing it. But
You know.
I've thought about it.
All right, you've got 2 more, Mike?
We have 2 more, yes. And I made these questions actually last week, so this is before Friday's game, but it's even more applicable now. What's more likely, Kade York going 100% on extra points this season, or Kade York playing for another team next season?
Well, did he go 100% last year on extra points?
It's 98%.
Okay.
I believe. I'll
Well,
double check, but I
When
think
you
he missed
say
like one.
next year, do you mean 24?
Yeah, like next season.
So this year.
No, like next season.
The 2024
like he's not.
season.
He kicks for the Browns this year and is no longer the Browns
Got
kicker
it.
next
Okay,
season.
2024.
He's
What's
more
more
likely to
likely?
play for another team next year in 24.
He missed 2 extra points last year, Jay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say, boy, that's because
He was 100% from
this
29
is-
yards and in.
This is the most realistic one of all of them, really, because either one could happen.
They're not cutting him.
The other stuff ain't happening.
Yeah, they're not cutting him.
I don't
Well,
know.
but that's next year, 24.
I don't know.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
if he,
If he sucks this year, they're going to cut him?
yeah.
I still believe in him. I just think he's got some issues to figure out. But name a kicker that hasn't at some point in his career had some issues to figure out. Even the great Justin Tucker had some years where you look at his stats and say,
Yeah.
that wasn't so great.
I will take the 100%, but either one of those could happen. I think that's the most realistic one of all of these.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's the closest one, the hardest one.
All right, last one. What's more likely, Nick Chubb to lead the NFL in carries this season, or David Njoku to lead the NFL in touchdown receptions?
Nick Chubb leads the NFL in carries. David
That's-
Njoku. Oh, it's easy. The Chubb one. There's no way David Njoku's
Yeah.
going to lead the league in touch. At least there's a chance. Nick Chubb is like 3rd or 4th in carries every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, he's a lot closer to leading the league in carries than Njoku is to leading
Njoku
the league.
lead the
Yeah.
league in touchdowns.
I don't-
Maybe it would have been maybe if you said amongst tight ends, but even then, Kelsey
There's no
would have to get
chance.
hurt.
It's not going to happen, but I actually think like Njoku easily could be a favorite of Watson's in the red zone. He could
What's
be
he
a
gonna
top red
have?
zone target.
8 touchdowns?
Probably.
I mean, the leader's going to
8 to
have
10.
double digits
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, I would take Chubb leading the league in carries, especially if my guy in Tennessee gets hurt. I can't remember his name.
Derrick Henry.
Thank you. I can't.
I don't ever
remember
want to
his
hear you
name.
guys. By the way, Kelsey finished 2nd in the NFL in touchdowns last year as a tight end.
Who led
and
the
I just
league?
never want to hear anyone complain about Nick Chubb not getting enough carries again. I'm just throwing it out there.
I've never complained
Yeah,
about that.
Bull and I have never
I have-
once said that.
It's only these guys and Brad.